John, who's going to be in goal tonight?
Carter.
Any other lineup changes tonight?
No.
No? Okay.
Just going in, you touched on this a few weeks ago, or maybe I think before you guys went on the trip, but the way that you're deploying Cam York right now, and kind of in rotation with rotation on the, in that bottom pair where, when one defenseman's in, he's on the top pair on the third, and then when the other defenseman's in, he's on the third pair. What's the thinking behind that?
There is none. It's just a lineup, and I don't want to keep Bronner out forever, and when he comes in, it just sorts out the pairs. I don't think it hurts Yorkie learning both sides. It's kind of evolved into that just because of the pairings, and I think it's a good thing for him to go through it. And so there's certainly not a lot of scientific thinking about it. It just ends up balancing the pairs when Seals is in versus Bronner in those type of situations.
So kind of as a follow-up to that, the fact that despite that rotation, you've been keeping the Sanheim-D'Angelo pairing together. Is that intentional, or is that just, okay.
Yeah, we like that. And I guess that's a pair that we've wanted to keep together, and we put them together. We liked what's happened. We just like that pair. I think Sandy's playing more aggressively offensively when he's with Tony. A lot of people think when you have an offensive guy, you need a defensive guy. I just don't. With that pair there, I think they've worked off of one another very well.
John, Rasmus Ristolainen has also bounced from the first pair to the third pair. Is that more a byproduct of balancing the pairs?
Same thing. Yeah, same thing. Right-hand shot, left-hand shot, Yorkie, him. Yeah, it's the same thing. So so don't read into it too much. It's just basically that.
Do you also feel like you're still trying to figure out exactly who he is? Like, is he a 22-minute guy or an 18-minute guy?
Risto?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the consistency of his play, and Shazi's making these calls during the game, as the game's going on. We think all of our defense has improved from what we saw of them early. We think all of them have improved along the way here. So how he fits it, how the matches work, the momentum of a game, that kind of evolves into the ice time they get at each and every night. There's going to be certain nights that he thinks that a couple of them are struggling to lose some time. So it's just his call as we play the 60-minute game.
Kind of as a follow-up to Risto, it's pretty clear, especially over the last month and a half, that his defensive play has improved. That said, we're talking about a guy who has multiple 40-point seasons.
Yep.
His offense has pretty much gone away entirely this year. I guess, how much of a concern is that for you, or are you so focused on improving defensively that that's really what you're looking for?
I want him stick on puck, being physical, playing under the hash marks the right way, and I think he has improved tremendously there. The offense that comes off of that, to me, that's a bonus. I think we've got some other people that can do the other stuff there offensively, the addition of Tony and Yorkie coming here. We certainly tell all our defense to get up the ice. I think that's one of the biggest improvements Sandy has brought into his game, Sandy, and we're always telling them all. You saw Risto go end to end the other night. After he has a good defensive play, he goes end to end. Now he backhands it into the corner, but it's a great offensive play by him. So we're not holding him back at all. But first things first, I want him to continue to play the proper way in the middle of the ice and positioning and closing people out defensively under the hash, and I think he's improved there.
After having Tony with Provorov for so long, was the Sanheim-D'Angelo pair something you guys stumbled upon, or was it something you've been thinking about for a while trying out?
No, it kind of fell into it, as we're looking at other different things. I thought Provy was struggling. I thought Provy and Tony were struggling together, and we changed things around. And again, it's like you put forwards lines together, and sometimes in the game you throw it against a wall, and maybe a couple of guys stick. That's kind of happened there, and we want to ride this pair of Tony and Sandy a little bit because it's been a good pair. And I think Provy, I think he's improved. I think like I said, he was really good at the beginning of the year. I thought struggled, and then he's slowly beginning to come back, and it all stems off moving the puck quickly. And moves the puck. He makes a play in the end zone the other night. I think it was moved up the boards. He joins as a weak side D. Up the ice, he scores a goal, although it might be Lotz's goal. I'm not sure if it was deflected or not. But we just want him moving the puck and getting up the ice. I'm not sure what the question was. I'm kind of going on a tangent here.
Answer.
But yeah, so the pairs, and it's a lot of questions about that. We just call them as we see them during the game, and then if we like something, we're going to stay with it.
When it comes to the forwards, you're very young through the middle. Will you look to match up certain guys against the Matthews line, a certain guy against the Tavares line, because of the way they have it, because it's so much firepower in two lines, or will you just roll what you roll and hope they're ready for the matchup?
No, I have. I think Frosty's come a long way away from the puck. I think that line plays as a line. They've improved defensively, and I think it's helped them offensively because they've had the puck more. Casey's the guy that I always use against one of the top lines on the opposing team, so Casey will get some work there. And when I put Lots and Allie and Kevin together, I have Lots that's pretty good defensively. I think Allie's does a lot of work as far as the forechecking and keeping teams in their end zone, as far as his work in the puck. And I think Kevin's improved defensively. So I'm not locked into any matches. It'll probably be, Casey and Frosty playing against them most of the night, but if it comes up with Lots, I'm not going to be taking people off the ice. I think we've gotten to a good flow where I've kind of rolled the four lines here, and I don't want to lose that. They've got firepower, even on their third line. They've got some people there that can do some damage. So I don't want to predicate everything off of countering off of them. I want us to stay aggressive, and I want to get my guys out there.
Just as a follow-up, because you said Kevin's got better defensively, because of their size through the middle and Kevin's size, would you consider sliding
No.
him back? Okay.
No, it has nothing to do with size.
Okay.
It doesn't. It is. I just think it's taken some pressure off of Kevin in not having so many reads as far as a low center, as far as some of the work that needs to be done in our end zone. So I'm very comfortable. And Kevin gets his power play time. He gets puck touches there. I try to get him on the first unit all the time to get him some work there. And I think he's made some really good offensive plays off the wing. We have, they've with Austin as a center, I don't think you ever get a good matchup against him as far as size. He's a big, strong kid. Not too concerned about him. I'm concerned about positioning, and I just don't want to put Kevin in those spots to where there's opportunities there might be breakdowns. I just don't think he's good at it, and we still have to teach him. But right now we've got a good role here with him as far as where he's at, and I think he's feeling more and more comfortable there.
One or two more. John, I'm curious as to how much you knew about Noah Cates before you got here.
Didn't.
Has he just exceeded your expectations for how reliable he is as a rookie, being able to play against him?
Yeah, and it pisses me off that he's out on the ice. I'm going to outlaw those things because now it's routine for those guys, and it's just so wrong. He has, I didn't know anybody when I came here. I didn't know who Noah Cates was, but he has grown into the position, deservedly so. We try to be as fair as possible with our assessments of players and give him ice time accordingly. Everything he's getting, he deserves. And a lot of people ask about his offense, but he's made some sneaky offensive plays that you don't really notice sometimes. That's beginning to come too. And my biggest fear is, I've taken him off a power play now. I'm a little concerned about how much ice time he's gotten, and I want to take him off a couple of things, and the power play be one of them, and put Sandy there because it gives him a break too, because we got the second half of the year coming, and that's a concern of mine with a number of young players. How are they going to do in the second half as far as the ice time that they've received?
I know you've mentioned his hockey IQ and everything. Is it easy sometimes to forget that he's just a rookie?
Yeah, you forget. You do. I watch his subtle little, just a couple of strides he takes to put himself in position defensively, or to get the puck out of our end zone on a breakout pass. Just subtle little plays that are hard to teach, and that's the nature of him. That's his strength. Eventually, as he keeps growing, we'll put more pressure on him, making more offensive plays and the offensive part of it. But first things first is to allow him to work through this and continue to grow as a player that way, playing against all the top players this year. He's always on the ice against top players. He's done a great job in development, and eventually we'll add to it.